Welcome to the Crypto Lab channel. In this video I will talk about AmpCoin price prediction and AmpCoin news today. If you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Write in the comments your price forecast for AmpCoin in 2022. AMP is described as the new digital collateral token offering instant, verifiable assurances for any kind of value transfer. Using AMP, networks like Fleexa can quickly and irreversibly secure transactions for a wide variety of asset-related use cases. AMP claims to offer a straightforward but versatile interface for verifiable collateralization through a system of collateral partitions and collateral managers, where collateral partitions can be designated to collateralize any account, application, or even transaction, and carry balances which are directly verifiable on the Ethereum blockchain. Collateral managers are smart contracts that can lock, release, and redirect collateral in these partitions as needed in order to support value transfer activities. AMP supports a wide variety of use cases for collateralization, and also introduces the concept of predefined partition strategies, which can enable special capabilities such as collateral models through which tokens can be staked without ever leaving their original address. So let's start with the most important news of the past days. A Mexican lawmaker wants the country to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender. Bitcoin adoption as a legal tender could spiral to a new high, as several governments around the world are already looking at the practicality of adopting the flagship digital asset within their jurisdiction. Mexican senator is preparing Bitcoin bill. According to available information, a Mexican senator, Indira Kempis, is working on a bill that will see Mexico accept Bitcoin as a legal tender. The bill will be fashioned after El Salvador's Bitcoin law and is expected to be submitted to the Mexican Congress later this year. Senator Kempis believes that the adoption of the asset would be a potential driver of global financial inclusion for the country. In her words, "It is clear to me that financial exclusion is one of the public problems that few of us have addressed with feasible alternatives, and that this type of technology is allowing us to generate an alternative so that millions of people can be included in the financial system." Kempis is not the first government official in the country to push for crypto adoption. Others like Eduardo Mura Hinojosa started working on crypto-friendly legislation last year when El Salvador announced its adoption of BTC. However, it is unclear if this bill will see enough support when it reaches Congress. This is considering the declaration of the country's president in October last year that Mexico will not follow the footsteps of the Central American country. El Salvador became the first country to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender last year, and its adoption has helped boost the country's tourism sector by 30%. International community remains against Bitcoin adoption, while pro-crypto lawmakers around the world are looking to make Bitcoin a legal tender within their jurisdiction. International financial organizations like the International Monetary Fund (IMF) have released papers and urged El Salvador to ditch the legal status of the flagship asset. According to its most recent warning, crypto assets like Bitcoin carry a large risk, and its usage could affect the financial stability, financial integrity, and consumer protection of citizens in the country. Lawmakers in the United States have also been forced to act as they recently set up an investigation to look at the effect of El Salvador's adoption on the economy of the US. As several countries were to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender, this could affect the US dollar status as the reserve currency of the world later in the future. Next news, EU commits to cutting Russian banks off from SWIFT over Ukraine invasion. The European Union has resolved to isolate Russia from the international financial system, including by blocking altcoins in the crypto markets on Friday, suggesting that investors have a higher tolerance for risk and expect cryptocurrency prices to take a beating. Ripple's XRP and Terra's Luna token both rose in value by 10% in the last 24 hours, while Bitcoin has remained relatively unchanged. Some cryptocurrency investors believe that the price rebound will continue because of the recent volatility. The expected volatility of Bitcoin's price for the next week increased by 75% on an annualized basis. CoinDesk's Omkar Gotbol said that the cryptocurrency's inverted volatility structure generally precedes price bottoms. Volatility implied by investors refers to the expectation of price fluctuation over a specified time frame that they have set. United Nations Security Council members are expected to vote on a critical resolution on the Russian military action in Ukraine this week. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has claimed that the sanctions imposed on Russia are not adequate to stop Russian military actions in Ukraine. He went on to say that they are protecting their nation alone. For the 44 million people living in Ukraine, Putin's claim that their democratic country is an illegal state carved out of Russia is an attempt to erase their country's more than 1,000-year history. The West has launched a slew of measures against Russia, including the blacklisting of Russian banks and the prohibition of technology exports. Instead of kicking it out of the SWIFT system, they've opted to leave it in. Rating agencies S&P and Moody's lowered Russia's rating to junk status, and S&P and Fitch quickly downgraded Ukraine's rating on default concerns following the invasion. According to data gathered by CryptoQuant, Bitcoin's buy volume to sale volume ratio has been somewhat higher over the past 24 hours, showing positive sentiment among traders. The next news, Label Foundation debuts on South Korean digital asset exchange Coinin. Label Foundation, LBL, has been listed on South Korean digital asset exchange Coinin. The listing is a huge milestone for the project, given that South Korea possesses some of the strictest crypto listing regulations worldwide. The process involves in-depth reporting and high-level scrutiny from local financial watchdogs, all of which Label Foundation has successfully passed to be listed on Coinin. Crypto exchanges like Coinin are among the few left after the market shutdown that saw most crypto exchanges in the region shutter their doors due to the inability to comply with strict regulations. One reason for this is that cryptocurrencies are still not regarded as legal money in the country, and although crypto exchanges are legal, they have to operate under strict guidelines, and crypto projects are not exempt from these regulations. After proving compliant with these regulations, Label Foundation recently received approval to be listed on the crypto exchange, with a listing spot with the KRW, South Korean currency. This comes on the heels of Klesen, its parent company, raising $2 million in equity funding to put the project at the forefront of Web 3.0 content creation. This $2 million equity funding came from two large investment funds, Ibis Investment and Securities and Groom Investment, both of which are established players in South Korea. Let's take a look at the near future of AmpCoin, but before diving into AMP price prediction and discussing the numbers that might bore you for no reason, let's talk about AMP's history and background on the market, and how it helps the blockchain solve its problems. Is AMP a good investment? How much will AMP cost in 2025, or how much will AMP cost in the next 10 years? AMP rate prediction 2022. The value of AMP will continue to rise, thanks to the efforts of network developers and community investors. Therefore, the settlement price for the year 2022 is bullish. AMP is expected to reach a maximum bid of $0.037 by the end of 2022, according to analysts. On the other hand, it is very optimistic that the future of AMP will eventually grow. Thus, the predicted average price of AMP will be between $0.031 and $0.032 expected in 2022 depending on the market. As stated in the same slogan, the maximum price of AMP ranges from $0.031 to $0.037 for 2022. AMP rate prediction 2023. It appears that by 2023, AMP prices will hit a level similar to their previous all-time high. For 2023, we can expect the average rate to be $0.045. If everything goes smoothly, we predicted that AMP's maximum price could be up to $0.053 in 2023. Of course, there are chances that the market will fall after a long bull run, and this is normal for the cryptocurrency market. AMP rate prediction 2024. AMP has huge potential. With certain interactions and innovations, it is possible to increase the number of users and advertising. If the market focuses on investing in AMP, the price could rise much higher. By 2024, it may reach a maximum value of $0.076. AMP is expected to reverse slightly if the market goes down. The year 2024 could end with an average price of $0.066, a minimum price of $0.064, and a maximum price of $0.076. AMP rate prediction